Not yet.
Yeah, and I am recording. Okay. All right. So we are live on the tube of you, and we are recording. So let me pop up let me check the stream first, just to be sure. Yep, we're live.
Can you change my name to when you have a second?
Well, of course I can.
Thank you, love.
Hurricane Schmem. There you go. And here is
Yeah.
Ashley. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, do you want me
All
to leave
right.
your
Hey,
last name on
Ashley.
the screen or should I anonymize you?
Yeah, let's change that.
Let's do that. All
Thank
right. Let's do your artist name.
Perfect.
So there you go. All right. So we're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'll give you the hair tie right off of my wrist. I'll turn it up if you play Taylor Swift. I'll gas you up when you're acting unhinged. If you're done, if you're pissed, I'll help you burn down a bridge. I'm an always got time for my girls, girl. Wherever you are in the world, girl, I'll be right there when you call me up. If you need to cry or wanna get drunk, I'll be your number one hype girl. I got your back in a fight, girl. Round after round, I'm always down. There ain't no doubt I'm a girl's girl. Yeah, there ain't no doubt I'm a girl's girl. Hey. Woo! Round after round, I'm always down. There ain't no doubt I'm a girl's girl.
Hey, this is Sheila Chappelle over here in the Harm Little Narcissist Studios. We are the Hurricane Girls. I am desperately trying to figure the fuck out what's going on this goddamn channel of ours here on YouTube, but we are live ostensibly, and I hope you are all doing amazing tonight. Yeah, we're alive. Perfect. So let me turn the other one down real quick. Yeah, this is live TV, everybody. We are the Hurricane Girls. We are the Daughters of Darkness, the Sisters of Rage. We are the goddesses cursed upon mediocre men, nature's happy little accidents. I am Hurricane Sheila Chappelle, America's ex-girlfriend and Category 5 Hurricane Girl. I am here joined with my besties here. We may have a few more of them coming in along the way. Right now, we are going to introduce to you Hurricane Mary, the salty historian, author of Women Make History Better. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing incredibly well. How are you?
You know what? I woke up on this side of the grass.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna be happy with that right now. And to my left, Hurricane Morgan sitting in a Starbucks out in the great state of Texas. What's up, girl? You gotta unmute yourself, sweetie. There you are.
Hey,
Hey.
love wins.
Yes.
Hey.
Listen, I'm
Yeah,
not
girl.
mad at love or whatever you just showed us there.
You know what? See,
You can't take me anywhere. I know. Be helpful if I turn my ring light on, though. Diagonal to me, I have the incomparable and wonderful Hurricane Jen Lennon, musician, Celtic singer extraordinaire, and soon to be my vocal coach there. It's from, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But welcome back. Missed you.
Missed you too. Happy to be back. Glad it's not Monday.
Oh, Lord, it's been the Monday Tuesday of all time, though. Honestly, serious.
Yeah, it's been a slow one, huh?
It's crazy, but I'm off work tomorrow, so that means I get to do all the other shit I didn't get to do while I was working. So,
I'm
Hurricane
sorry.
Sim, heart of the show, Hurricane Sim. my personal therapist and punching bag usually.
That's fair, but I
Listen,
punch back, so it's
I
okay.
was gonna say you hit low, I hit high, right?
Do what you can with what you got. So
I'm so glad to see you. I always love getting to talk to you. Glad you're doing well. And coming in from California, yay! Here is Hurricane Liz, aka Elizabeth Lavas, author of the history, Anne Boleyn History and Portraits, as well as a number of other books. Welcome to the show, Liz. Glad to see you again.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And we do have with us a special guest tonight, who is a literal voice of an angel. I happen to find her on TikTok, just scrolling through randomly. Sometimes people will get in lives and they start singing their ass off, and you either just look at them like, okay, or in this case, you just have to stop and you have to listen, and you might just stay a while or donate a galaxy or two. So, with us tonight, Ashley, aka Musical Nugget. Hey, how are you doing, girl?
I'm so good. I just am so excited to be here with you guys. Thank you so much.
Well, we're excited to have you. We're going to talk to you a lot about yourself and maybe even hear you talk about your music and sing a piece or two, provided Zoom will let us get
Yeah.
away with it. But I do want to make a couple of announcements before we get started. We are provisionally certified by the Creator Accountability Network. And if there's anything here said tonight that causes harm, you can talk to creatoraccountabilitynetwork.org. They will address it with us. We are going to say a lot of fuck shit though, and probably are not good to have if your older mothers around. So yeah, or your younger children. Coming up, we have booked just a fucking ton of talent to come on this show. Got people asking to be on the show at this point, and we're booked up through the month of August. So, what we have coming up, I'm going to tell you the whole slate here. We're still working on dates for these ones, but we've got Dark Sheik from Hood Slam Wrestling, who's going to come on and talk to us about the pro wrestling world, and we're really excited to meet her. And also in August, date to be determined, from TikTok, Miss Andry. We're gonna talk some shit about men that night. So get ready for that. On the 29th of July, we're going to be seeing Ellie from the Cancellations. Going to come in and we're going to feature some of their music and talk about them. Then on the 22nd, Betty from Gold Steps. So if you were here for the show with Definitely Maybe, um, Gold Steps and Definitely Maybe have toured together, done shows together, and a lot of good pop punk energy coming out of Milwaukee there. On the 15th, Millionaire Melly, going to visit with us, a friend of ours from TikTok. On the 8th, Isabel Olive, aka Half Gringa, will be visiting with us, folk singer, a bilingual folk singer who sings in English and Spanish. It's fucking right. I saw her perform live a couple weeks ago, and she's amazing. I got her to sign an LP, which is always good for me. Um, on the first, she's not here tonight just yet, but we will be featuring The Year of Dating Myself, written by our very own Hurricane Abby Rosemarin. It will be releasing that night. We'll be talking about it. We'll be promoting it. Hell, who knows what's going to happen that night. June 24th, Jenny Millien, former star of the Lingerie Football League, going to come in and talk to us about time playing football, and she's also this one's sister. So yeah, we'll get to know a little bit more about our own Hurricane Sim here, and y'all get ready because we're going to ask a lot of questions here.
I'm scared. I'm
Yeah,
scared.
that's what you get for being our big little sis,
I'm
okay?
scared.
And then on the 17th, JL, my good friend, dear friend on TikTok, JL. But tonight, Ashley, the musical nugget, is here with us tonight, and Gosh, it's so good to see everybody here on the show. And shout out to everybody in the YouTube chat right now too, by the way. Andy B, John Quia, Hurricane Alia, our producer down there. Ashley, where are you from?
Originally from Long Island, a small little town called Montauk. It's the last town on Long Island, born and raised.
Okay. Our one of our alumni comes from there. Hurricane Alicia is from there. So you probably hear the words "fuck you" about 25 times an hour, right?
I mean, at the very least.
At the very least.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it's used like commas there.
Yeah, I just grew up. I thought it was just part of everyday conversation.
Well, that's I mean, I grew up in the South. We draw it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's like fuck you.
You really dig
Yeah. We dig into the you. All
it.
right. Morgan's looking at me like, listen, don't tell our secrets.
But it's also the bless your heart
Bless
only
your
in the
heart.
South.
Right.
Or in
Right.
my neck of the woods, because I got a homegirl, she adds extra inferences in what in the
Oh,
she adds extra K's
I love
and,
that.
and extra T's.
Emphasize those
The
consonants.
yeah. Yeah.
It's more like I hope I don't offend the one around me, but basically, girl, what in the fuck is going on?
You gotta wipe some of that fuck off.
Yes. Yes.
That
So tell us about yourself. You sing, you get
Yeah.
up there and sing your ass off for a bunch of strangers on TikTok, and then you have weirdos like me who come through and invite you to podcasts. So how did that come to
You're the
be?
least of my worries. Trust me. There's a lot going on, but yeah, I mean, I think to start, I feel as though I'm a mom. That's probably number one on my list of things, and then I'm a wife, and then uh, to fill my own cup, I'm a musician and an artist and a singer, and I've fallen in love with this little app that lets me do what I love from my home. So it's such a blessing to be able to do that, because otherwise it'd probably be a bit more difficult for me to get out there these days to like open mics and do shows and things like that. So yeah, TikTok is my little home right now, where I get to sing and meet amazing people, and it's really really special.
You sang. I came in and you were singing some Adele song,
Uh,
and I can't remember, or some Adele sounding song. But the first thing that I requested was "Turning Tables" or "Chasing Pavements" or one of those songs that I love. And I don't give galaxies to people on TikTok. I don't give money to people
oh,
on TikTok. And I was like, click,
oh my
click,
goodness.
click.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I remember you came in, and I think you had either found me right off the FYP, and you were like, wait, what is happening here? Like you were like, is this real? And then you just showed so much love, and I think you stayed for like the majority of that live. So I will forever be grateful
I
for that.
did.
Thank you.
I did. I had to get my requests in that night because I wanted to hear Chasing Pavements and
Yeah,
Turning Tables. Like those when it comes to Adele, those are my songs. Like they're like Hello is absolutely a spiritual moment.
sure.
Like honestly, it is definitely and easy is rip your heart out and
Yeah,
stomp it flat type. But for me, for my money, the turning tables and chasing pavements is where the meat and potatoes of Adele is because it's like yes, it's that moment, but it's also just such a well constructed song. It's
but
like it it really it really taxes the vocals too.
I mean, I think that a lot of people don't realize. I mean, I guess you do, obviously, because she's got such a beautiful voice, but the way she writes and the musicality of these things and the breathing, like listening to it the first time, I was like, oh, this is such a pretty song. But when you sit down here to sing it, I'm like, oh, This is different. This is different.
Mm.
So I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, we have a few professionals in the room here. Say a
Eh,
few, but our most prominent one is Hurricane Jen. Hurricane Jen writes for movies. She composes for movies, and she also owns her own voice studio where she trains some people we've probably heard of, but we're not allowed to know who.
I
Because
know.
because
Darn the
God damn it.
NDAs. I don't want to get sued.
No, we don't want that.
No, no.
Amazing. I love that. That is so inspiring.
Well,
Oh,
one of them is
likewise.
I will not make you sign an non-disclosure agreement because we're gonna try something.
Oh,
We're gonna try vocal feminization.
oh,
Oh, that's
And
true.
so y'all might hear a little change in this voice, depending on how good of a student I am. I don't know. I'm not going to put it on Jen because Jen's going to be a fantastic teacher.
Well, I don't
But
know. It's an experiment for both of us, isn't it? But I'm sure you're a great student.
I think so. I
And it's
hope
not,
so.
yeah,
My
and it's not an
ADHD.
overnight process. So,
Yeah.
give yourself some grace.
I'll try.
I
Yeah, and I shudder to think what Liz does because I keep finding out more and more about you. You're not a singer too, are you? Okay, just a writer.
It's like I Love Lucy. We don't want to hear that.
It's I find out you're a writer all of a sudden. I've been friends with you for a hot minute, and then all of a sudden, oh hey, here's my book I just published. Like,
Seriously, my catalog of books, because there's more than one, right?
right. Like
I checked them out.
just not
Yeah,
only
yeah,
just an author, a special education advocate, a
absolutely.
tireless warrior for children with special needs and autism and things like that, and just literally writing the book on IEPs.
That's
And
So
then she's
cool.
just like, you know what? I'm gonna be a historian too because fuck it, why not? Yeah,
we love that.
but
Why
not
not?
not a published musician. I take it then.
No one wants to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Oh, goodness.
Morgan can get a little bit of that way. Morgan can spit a few bars here too. I think,
She's got pipes.
she's got a little bit
Mary too,
of
right?
pipes there.
Yeah.
Mary,
Pipes.
have I ever heard you cut loose, Mary?
No, because I have been sick since November and I have lost a lot of my upper range. So
Oh,
I
Yeah.
actually talked to Jen about that. And then right
Mhm.
after I talked to you about that, I got sick again.
Oh, you
So
poor
I'm beginning to think
thing.
I think it's something in the house. I really do. But if you were one of my shampoo bottles, you would have heard me singing Has Been Hotel last night.
Love
Oh, I
it.
would have loved
Poison,
that.
oh my God. Poison.
Yes.
I personally have one single out on Spotify and Apple Music right now, and working on a second.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah,
Good for you, Sheila.
I'm collaborating with my daughter Sam on a piece right now. So
Oh,
I love that.
it's
yeah.
beautiful.
But Ashley, here, I'm calling you Ashley. I can't call you Nugget all the time. I'm just
Listen, I'm fine with either. I always introduce myself as Ashley, and I go by Musical Nugget. I just want to keep that like personalization with the people, because Musical Nugget for me is just like I want it to be memorable. I wanted it to kind of be cheeky, because how many Ashleys do we know? You know what I mean? So that's kind of the
yeah.
little story behind that.
That's yeah, I saw it. I was like Nugget, Musical Nugget. I'm like, because my mind immediately goes to Dino Nuggets because I'm a fat ass,
Listen,
and I'm like, yeah.
you're talking to the right girl.
But yeah, you're who like what I think I got a feel for what kind of music inspires you. But and you do have some original pieces
Yeah.
too. What is it that really, really gets you going, like gets your musical juices flowing?
Gosh, there's so many things, but the first thing that comes to mind is I just love to tell a story. Like to me, it doesn't matter if you're singing Britney Spears or something from Broadway. I just want to be able to express a story. Like each song is somebody's words and somebody's experience. And like when I sing, I no matter what it is, I feel it. So what I'm inspired by is just, I think the word that comes to mind is experience, whether it's my lived experience, whether it's your lived experience. I just treat each song like a little baby because it's just somebody's words, you know?
Right, yeah, and just making it, I mean, I don't know if I want to say making it your own because that sounds so Simon Cowell of me, but
No, I think that that's pretty fair. When I hear something, and I think a lot of the other, people on here who are also musicians, like when I hear a song, even if just for the first time, I respect what I'm hearing and I respect the artist, but I usually can immediately hear something different that I would do, or where I would want to put some different inflection, or maybe do a different run here. Like, I always want to pay respect and homage to what has been written, because I think that's important. But when it comes from me, I think it's okay to kind of ad lib or change it in the way it fits me.
I had recorded a number of pieces of your live. Like I had screen recorded it, and I had every intention of bringing those clips over here to the show. And then as soon as I realized it, I downloaded it here, I realized that they're not compatible with this fucking app. Yeah. So we may try to see if Zoom will let you sing here a little bit. But Jen, what you got?
Yeah, I got a question for you, Ashley. So I'm curious as to your background with singing. What do you remember what age you started at? Maybe any training that you've had, maybe some influences?
Yeah. So, um, I'd say I actually have this memory when I was 5 years old. My mom had invited some friends over for me to have a play date, and they were all in the playroom, and I was in my little wooden white rocking chair in front of the radio station, and I was just playing, and I was just like on a mission to find Whitney Houston. Like, I didn't care how long I had to stay there, and I think they kind of forgot, like, or my mom didn't forget, but she was kind of like just checking on us, and she's like, "Where's my daughter?" And there I am, just sitting in front of the radio trying to find a specific song, and it had to have been for at least an hour. And my mom was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I found it, I found it." And I found "I Will Always Love You." And I sat there and sang, and she was like, "Oh, this sounds like pretty good." I've just been singing forever, and that's always just been my love. But I've also had lots of training. Um,
Very cool.
I am classically trained, and I throughout high school, I don't even know what math is because all I cared about was being in the chorus room.
Oh, true that.
Same, hard
Yes.
same.
What voice part did you sing?
Anything and everything to get at classes, to go
Mhm.
to a private lesson, to sing. And then I did attempt to go to college for it, but your girl was a hot mess express and cared about doing keg stands way more than learning anything in college. But that's definitely an answer for a different question. Uh, and as far as like influences, I mean, I guess as far as you go those typical ones, right? We got Whitney, we got Mariah, we got Adele. But for me, it's always been those singer-songwriters, Alanis Morissette, Carole King. Those are the ones that I think really shaped me as an artist.
Oh, that's
Yes, and
awesome.
it sounds like you might have raided my CD collection back there.
Right? Like my
Honestly,
playlist is like just right there.
Seriously, it hits
it,
so many notes.
but
I
it,
really love the origin story. I think all natural born singers, because that is a thing, you can absolutely learn how to sing and, learn how to sing well. But I think natural born singers, you don't even have to ask them. They will always tell you that first moment when they just were moved by the spirit and just knew that without even really being able to articulate it, that they're singers. If you guys have you seen the Elvis movie, the latest one?
I haven't yet, but I'm from Memphis. I need
Highly
to.
recommend it. They do such a great justice to the history of rock and roll in America, and they acknowledge all of the African American artists that
Ooh, okay.
inspired him, worked with him, and it was just incredibly historically accurate, which I was so proud to see. But there's a moment in the film where I mean, he was a little kid, wrong side of the tracks, not interested in singing music, nothing. And he's just like walking home late at night, maybe like less than 10 years old. And he sees like an old-fashioned revival up in the tent. And he hears this music and he just feels like gravity pulling him towards the tent. And he goes in. And then, oh my God, this poor kid. Like, it was an amazing moment for the kid, but we're talking about all of a sudden he's like dancing and moving. It was almost hypnotic for him. And he like passed out. He was so overwhelmed by the energy of that moment. I just think that's really, really cool for artists. And I bet everyone listening has something similar. My parents always joke they knew I was a musician when I was 3 years old. And we were watching, I'm dating myself here, but we were watching the original Star Wars. It was like a Saturday or something. I'm sitting on my stomach. And out of nowhere, the theme song starts playing, and I was just like, oh. And that's like a really extremely hard interval
Yep.
to hit. Ashley would know exactly which interval that is. And my parents just started laughing so hard. And they
Love it.
kept laughing even more. So I kept going and I sang the whole song. And my parents still to this day are like, we just sat you in front of the television and then you just sang the theme to Star Trek. I'm sorry, not Star Wars, Star Trek.
I was gonna say you're about to start a war for the people watching.
Right, there's gonna
like,
be a whole
devices.
My
nerd war
nerds,
here.
It's gonna
to
be
my
all
fellow
over Twitter.
nerds, I do know the difference. I am
It's
so
gonna be
sorry.
all over Twitter tomorrow. It's
I know. To my fellow star nerds out there, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I'm very
Right.
tired.
That's it for you on any sci-fi movies at all. You're not getting any contracts there.
notice none
Lord.
of us tried to save you either. So that either
Nope,
means
I was
that
That's
just like,
true. So this ship is going down with all y'all. Thank God I
No.
specialize in horror films because no one will hire me.
The book is not about Jackson. Jen is innocent.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, now that
Yes.
you mention it, like when you were talking about like the origin stories and how every artist probably has their moment. I had a weird moment when you mentioned it, but like I feel like there's just so many little moments that I've had where maybe there was times where I was like, oh no, I don't want to do music anymore, but like it always pulls you back. There's always like
Oh
that
yeah.
that like you hear either a song and it's like, oh I do love this. And one specific memory, when this is so random, but when you were talking, I remember being in, I'm gonna say 8th grade, and the high school kids came and they were doing like a preview of the play that they are working on. And I remember watching these people who, when you're in 8th grade and you see high schoolers, they seem like so untouchable, right?
Oh yeah.
They would come and they'd sing these songs and be in these costumes, and like I remember being like full tears, and I was like, that's gonna be me one day. Like I'm gonna do that. And yeah, I did it, like then that was something that was able to come to fruition. So you're right, there's all these little moments throughout your life that always pull you back.
Yeah, because it speaks to you in a way that most
Yeah.
people don't understand. Most people like music. I'm terrified of the people that don't. But when you're born an artist, it does pull you in a way. It doesn't pull others. And I had a director I worked with that said it's in your bones. You can't control it. It moves you in moments you don't expect. You're always going to be that person, no matter where you are. You hear some sort of song and you just stop dead in your tracks, and that's all you care about. You got to figure out what that song is, how you know it, and I think that's just something that you're born with.
Absolutely.
I think so. Liz, what's up?
So in the chat on YouTube, they're saying that my left eye was twitching. What they didn't see, and so here's my admission, is I don't like Star Wars or Star Trek, and I'm sorry. And so I just put it here in the private chat, and then somebody, and I'm not going to call them out, somebody was agreeing with me. So I do have a friend in here, but that's why it was twitching, because we were talking about a subject that I didn't know how to engage in. But my husband likes them, so more for him. And I have a question for you, Musical Nugget.
Okay.
if that's okay.
Yeah.
What is your most memorable, like the most memorable like singing event you've ever done? Like from your whole life. Like what was your, kind of best day, or maybe, the worst one, but like what comes to mind when I ask you that?
Well, the best one, and this one will forever be on the top until I top it, because we're gonna top it one day. But when I was in high school, it was my senior year. I was asked to sing with the choir, but I had a solo, and we were singing at Carnegie Hall. So I mean, I'm sure y'all know all about Carnegie Hall.
Mhm.
Um, and it was an opera solo, and I just remember standing on the stage and seeing all these gold embellishments and the 2000 seat, excuse me, hi, the 2000
We have a guest star
I
tonight.
Hello, little one. We love the hurricane kids.
gotta get out of here. Hi. Hey,
Hi.
Mama.
um
Adorable.
so as somebody who I love the stage. Unfortunately, I just want to be on this, fortunately or unfortunately, like when I see a stage I can't help but to be on it, and that was the biggest stage I'd ever been on, and been on since. And I'll just forever remember singing out and seeing all these faces and hearing your voice in such a place that is actually made to carry acoustics. And it was just, yeah, that was definitely a memorable moment.
What did you sing though? Like what was the choir singing?
Oh gosh, I'd have to go back into I don't even remember the name of the song. It was
It
so
just
Italian.
it was
It was,
just there, right?
yeah, I'm sure if I heard it being played right now, I'd probably be able to jump right in, but I can't remember the name.
All
We're going
right.
back a lot of years, Sheila.
I mean, we're
I
like
can't remember last week, so I get it.
we're
Like
all
that's
kind of
Seriously,
we're all just a little old except that one over there. And then
the baby.
yeah, the baby Morgan. But like I was thinking a moment ago, and when we were talking about like CDs, like how many of us still have CD collections? Like,
I have a few.
yeah, it's 'cause-
I
okay,
can't part with them.
Liz is the only one.
Same. I got my Nell's gospel album from 2002. I got
Oh.
Beyonce's Lemonade. I know. I got Beyonce's Lemonade album. I got Jay-Z's 4/4 album. I got a couple of burner CDs from Zero and Trade. Yeah, I can't
I've
part with those.
Sure.
I've got a bunch of them there. I almost never listen to them. I did pull out my Fuji's CD the other day though, because I was
No.
like, yeah, I pulled out my Fuji's because I wanted to hear, and it's Nugget's fucking fault because I heard her singing Killing Me Softly,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. And so I was like, no, that was in my head and I had to get it
Come in
fucking
my
out.
with this finger.
Hey,
Yes.
singing my life is worth.
Let's go, Morgan.
No.
Yes.
No, come on. You already got it started.
Killing me
No, no.
softly with his song, killing me softly with his
Woo.
song. Woo. Mm.
You guys want to hear a funny story about that?
We're gonna have church
Yeah.
in here in a minute.
My mom is the queen of like giveaways, sweepstakes. If she can get it for free, she gonna get it. Okay, that's my mom.
Mhm.
Back in the day when we used to listen to the radio station, they would give out like free tickets to
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay, so my mom, she was on a mission. So we did Lauryn Hill tickets,
Oh.
and she won them. She won them, but I don't think she probably only knew like the popular at that point in time, Lauryn Hill music and all that. So that's fine. We get to Jones Beach, which was the concert where the concert was, and we are literally the only white family there. No, I'm totally fine with this because I'm just like, this is amazing. We're at a concert. It's Lauryn Hill. It's two.
Yeah, like seriously.
But I don't think my mom and dad really were. They didn't realize what the Fugees were or what they stood for. I'm sure they had no idea. So that was just like a really funny thing. I look back on. I'm like,
Yeah,
You brought your
Pops wasn't
parents
over
to the
there.
Fuji
Pops
to
wasn't
Laredo.
over there being like one time.
my dad at that point
But
in
I
time
can
was like,
I can
what are
relate
we
to that.
doing?
I can relate to that a little bit. When
Yeah.
I went to go see Arlo Guthrie, right? Because I was raised on folk music, right? So
Yeah.
I went to go see Arlo Guthrie, and this was probably 10 years ago-ish. So I mean, I was still like in my early 40s at that point, right?
Mhm.
I was without a doubt the youngest person there. Like people
Mhm.
were looking over at me going, okay, because I'm Gen X, and the other
Right.
people in the audience were clearly not Gen X. So it's like definitely like, listen, don't judge me. I was raised on good music. What can I say?
Tim,
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I went to Simon and Garfunkel in
Yes,
college, and the Doobie Brothers were with them too.
yes.
And I was 21, and
Mhm.
literally every person that I came in contact with stopped me and said, "You're too young for this music." I'm like, "Hell, I ain't too young. What are you talking about? Good music is good
Like
music."
good music, you know?
Right?
Seriously, how many people
Exactly.
Love
still
it.
listen to Beethoven? He's been dead over 250 years.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
Good
Right.
music is good
Joan,
music.
exactly. Joan Baez was my second concert I'd ever gone to in college, and it was the same
Oh,
thing. Like
cool.
I was definitely one of the youngest people there. Thank God there were certain other college students, but yeah, it's so funny. It's like my collection is like I go folk to alternative. Like I
Love
have
it.
Nine Inch Nails, I have Joan
Love
Baez, I have
it.
Adele, I have
Hmm.
Depeche Mode. Like it gives me whiplash to listen to my playlist sometimes.
Yes, it does. Me too.
Me too.
Just kind of going the other way. Y'all know Mary and I went to see Pat Benatar a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Like we were not, we I think we were the youngest people there, but like we were looking around, and Mary
It had
looked
to have
over
been
at
all Gen
me.
X people, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
Mary was looking over
No,
at me like, Sheila, we aren't this old yet, are
I don't
we?
feel
And
like we
I'm
look
like,
that old.
no,
We
no,
did
I
not
don't
look
think
that
so
old.
either. But we were the only
But they
ones
were,
that stood up the whole fucking show and danced the
yes,
whole
How
time.
do you go to a
it
concert
made
and
it.
not, I mean, I know why I don't stand up, but how do you go to a concert and not stand up?
Well,
Like,
they stood for
Yeah.
the songs they liked. When it was the big ones, they were on their feet, but they were still so shrinky because
Oh,
they're
shoot.
older.
Listen, I love how Sim's got such a dark sense of humor, but
I do.
Right. Because what?
For those in the audience who are unaware of my dark humor, I was graced with being a full-time wheelchair user and currently only have 1.5 legs. So, you find humor where you can.
Be a
I think
warrior,
I
Sam.
think you have to, yeah.
Warrior.
You got to.
But I do
Wait,
love
is that
the
why?
idea. What?
Is that why I've heard? Is that why I've heard Sim called Hot Wheels? Is that why?
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
such an idiot. I'm so stupid.
You are not stupid. It's okay. Listen, I actually don't. That's a really overly used nickname anyway. Like it's so don't feel like you're missing out on anything.
It's not Hot Wheels, she's Flaming Wheels.
Right.
I
Ooh.
Oh
like
yeah.
that. I like that.
Sim
Yes.
is Sim is speed buggy.
Oh my
I
God. Don't
love
you dare.
that.
Don't you
Speed
dare. I will
buggy.
hurt you.
Speed racer.
No, no.
It's the number of times that I've told Sim that I was going to find some stairs to push her down, just
Accurate.
not zero.
I'd probably have enough
Uh,
for a restraining order, quite honestly,
probably,
with the amount of
probably.
times the statement's been made.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I would never do that, Sim. Not unless you really pissed me off.
Not unless I really pissed you off.
No,
No, absolutely not. But
never.
our love of music and 80s music unites us. So,
Oh, love that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the 80s a little bit later tonight, but maybe a little bit different side of it. But the no, I just the idea of CDs versus digital music. I love my Spotify. I love my Spotify. I do. I rely on it every day. I send y'all the wildest shit from Spotify that I come across. I think was the song I sent to Abby the other
I
day that
said,
I
no,
was
you
just
send it
like,
to Abby. I don't ever get shit from you for Spotify.
well, you don't want to listen to what I'm gonna send anyway. But I sent this one to Abby the other day. It was by an artist named Cup Cocky, and the
I'm
song's
sorry, what's the
name
artist name?
Cup Cocky, as in bukkake, but cup.
Oh, goodness.
I
Yes,
just wanted to make sure I
and
heard that correctly.
the title of the song was the title of the song was "My Bed Bugs Ate My Pussy."
Oh, come
And
on.
I was just like,
Wow.
Spotify put this on my front page, and it was like, here,
Play it, Spotify.
it was like, you probably want to listen to this, Sheila. And I'm like, Why do you think I want to listen to this? Goddamn. I don't even follow
Do we
this
need to check
artist.
your search engine?
Listen,
We do.
I
What are you doing?
don't recommend it, honestly.
We're
But yeah,
concerned.
The internet
yeah.
has been.
I have to step out really quick, but I wanted to just give you Drea has shouted you out, Nugget.
Yes.
Oh, hi,
So if you
Drea.
want to say hi, because I know that you can't see the chat. And Andy B says, leave us snack size people alone.
Honestly, though,
I said,
I'm with Andy B.
I said, thank you. It's not our fault that they are gigantic. Okay.
Right?
Some of
I'm
us,
sorry.
I
some
love
of us
snack
can't
size.
see, you know, some of us can't see over like the other small ones.
Hey, everybody
And
enjoys a
then
good snack. It's all right.
Andy
Five,
says,
four lives
Oompa
matter.
Loompas United.
Sim,
I'm
oh
weak.
my God, Sim brought the spiciness and the sassafras tonight.
Right.
Holy
Are you gonna come
cow.
back, Liz?
Yeah, I'll be back. One of my clients is here. She wants to give me an end of the year gift. So I'm just going to run out, grab it. I'll be back.
All right.
We'll
See the
miss
bet.
you.
Morgan,
Bye.
what's going on?
I just got one word to say since we over here talking about keywords and everything. I just got one word. No, an artist. Lucille Bogan, aka Lucille the Stallion. Whatever you
yes.
do, whatever you do not look up, shave them dry until the cows come home. If you do, all right.
I'm requesting that on your next live, Musical Nugget.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
You've been
no,
warned.
Let's
no.
not get her account bananaed.
Right. Like, no.
Gonna get banned.
That's true. I don't
Never.
have to say bananaed on YouTube. That's true.
Right.
It's
Oh,
not free talk.
Right.
Right. We don't have to say kindergarten words anymore. We don't have to say we can say we don't have to say we got unalived by a pew pew.
Right.
Right.
We've been schmurdered.
Or
Crazy.
great.
I don't know what to do with myself when I get to use adult words. I get so
Right.
confused.
Shit pissed cock ass motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like George Carlin here.
Right, the
Yeah.
7 dirty words, exactly.
Right.
Love
Oh
it.
my gosh.
goodness.
Which, by the way, was one of my favorite records when I was
Oh, I
younger.
love him to pieces. I was lucky enough to
Yes.
see him a few years before he passed. It was
Wow.
great. It was a great show.
That's amazing.
So that brings me to a question. Like we talked about Pat Benatar, we talked about Simon and Garfunkel and all these. Who is your, beside the Fugees, who is your favorite show that you've been to?
You guys are probably not ready for this one. Lil Wayne.
Ooh.
Oh,
That was unexpected. I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't going.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
I was over here like maybe she's seen Mariah, maybe she's seen Celine,
Lil
and then all of a
Wayne.
sudden the goddamn Carter comes out. Like,
All right, so tell us why Lil Wayne was your favorite. Like, what
Your
did you
girl,
enjoy about
your
that
girl's
show?
a good rat. She is. I mean, I know I might not be giving that today, but you know, she's out here, you know, blasting the Carter with her kids in the car on the way to school. You got to teach them young. Got to teach them young.
Which
Yes.
Carter album though?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
which one though?
Which
Carter?
one?
Like,
I mean,
which album are you bumping?
so wait, which one is Go DJ? That's my DJ.
That's, you know what? That's either 2 or 3. I think it's 2.
I think it's 2.
I think
That's
it's
the
2.
one that like got me through high school. I mean, like I probably know every song on that one for sure.
I remember my daughter one day when she was like 2 or 3 years old. I'm from Memphis, so it's 3-6 Mafia for me.
Ooh.
And like I remember my daughter coming through the living room. She's like, "It ain't no bitch in my blood. I ain't nothing but thug." And she's like, she's like, and then she started singing that she was knock the black off your ass, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, honey, we gotta have a talk about this one." But yeah, I'm like, yeah, 3-6 can say it. Us mayonnaise mafia cannot. Right.
I mean, knowing your daughter like I do, it's not surprising that you would walk in and hear her singing some lyrics like that. Now, if it was my daughter and I would definitely be like, "What is happening?" Because that's
I'm
funny
like,
as hell.
you are too manila folder colored to
we don't, certain things we
that.
don't.
No. Yeah.
My baby didn't mean it. She ain't mean it.
I see, the thing about my
mean it.
kid is I've taught my kid to swear from age 1. Her first word was poop. And she graduated to shit pretty early on.
Least surprising thing you could say.
Right. Like, you know that TikTok of the baby walking around going, fucking damn it. Oh,
Yes.
fucking damn it.
Yes.
You know, that would be
Or the-
my daughter. Like,
Or the kid in the car seat going, a bullshit?
A
A
bullshit.
bullshit?
bullshit.
I can easily imagine Hermione in the back seat in the car
Right.
seat when she's like 2 going, a bullshit?
Yes, and so like she's literally had a foul mouth this whole time, but we always said just there's a couple of words that are off limits, and all of them are slurs.
Yeah.
Like she's even allowed to call herself the F slur because she is one of us. But like no N words, no racial slurs of any sort, and she is, I am proud to say, has stuck by that,
Yeah.
and she's kind to people. So. Yeah, I love that part, and my ex hated it. My ex is like, no, she can't be swearing all the time, and I'm like, just tell her not to do it around your parents.
Fair.
They're words. They are words until they are used to intentionally hurt another person. Seriously. And fuck is my favorite word because it's so versatile. Come on.
Honestly, though.
Word.
I
It
do shit and
literally
bitch.
prints up
And
T-shirts
hoe.
with the F word on it.
Fucking duh. My shirt
Fucking
says
duh.
fucking duh.
I have
Yep.
a great reason why you love fuck Mary, and it's a scientific reason. It's related to
Because I don't like doing it.
pedagogy.
Is it because I don't like doing it?
Well, that's a whole other story there.
Uh-huh.
I kid you not, in vocal pedagogy, it's called anything that uses like or is called fricative.
Oh.
Isn't that? And so human beings, especially English speakers or like Germanic speakers, love that word, like fuck or frick or freak, because it's a fricative.
Ooh, I love that.
Isn't that
Like
funny?
that.
Okay.
Like I used to,
like it.
so that I wouldn't get like the crap beat out of me for swearing. I was raised Roman Catholic. I would be like, what the effing fricative? What the holy fricative? Use the real word that I meant.
I love it.
I feel like that's that scene from the Christmas Story where he's like, "Oh, fudge,"
Yes.
but I didn't say fudge.
But I didn't say that.
John Quia in the chat was saying that Living Color was their favorite concert to date, which is
Ooh,
an
I bet that would be
amazing,
good. I bet
amazing
that would be
choice.
good.
I would go and see the fuck out of that show. Like
Oh, for
even like the Cult of Personality, Glamour Boys, all that
Oh my
shit.
God, Glamour Boys.
Yes.
Oh my
God,
God.
what a show. Like
The
we should
video
do it.
for
We should
that
do
was
around
amazing.
around the podcast thing here. Favorite concerts that
Yeah,
you've
I'd
been
love to
to.
know.
Because I would love to know. So Morgan, what's your favorite concert you've ever been to?
Oh man. First of all, I honestly, and don't laugh at me, I didn't really start going to concerts until I was grown. My first concert was Charlie Boy, but I swear, I did not go to concerts because of a particular episode on Bill Cosby when Vanessa and her homegirls snuck out, lied to their parents, and snuck and went down there to Baltimore, had the car stolen and everything.
Uh-huh.
And you were hanging with the
I
wretched
rem-
and singing
It
I
was
with
remember the
traumatizing.
wretched. I remember
Listen.
the wretched in that episode.
Listen.
Claire
Oh my God.
Huxtable, the way she lost her shit was terrifying.
Baby, she
Right?
was like,
Was
shut up. This is me.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's too funny.
yeah.
Yeah, I seen Charlie Boy, I seen Anita Baker, which was
Wow.
last.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, I was
Anita
oh,
Baker is so good. I've seen her live. She's amazing.
Yeah,
What a
I was.
talent.
Me and my homegirl was there when she was putting people out, and that was because some people was doing too much. And there were actually some people that were really trying to get close to where she was. Like when she moved over to where we were, I mean, it was funny. She was like, "You don't need permission." Me and my homegirl like, "Yes, you don't need permission." And so she's like, "Security, help them out," and I mean out. And we was like, "Oh, yeah,
Damn.
yeah." Some of them people was doing too much.
Shout out to Brittany in the chat. That's one of my daughters in the chat down there. That tech Brett.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey,
And
Brittany.
there's a couple have been named down there. Tonic. Tonic was amazing back in the 90s. I remember Tonic
They
very,
were
very
so
well.
good. Yes.
Yes. And then EDC Las Vegas. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna love it
Oh,
anyway. Sim, what was your favorite concert?
I need to cheat. I need to give you the top three and the reasons why. Is that okay?
yeah.
It'll be quick. I promise it'll be quick. So, probably my top concert was Prince
Oh,
because
You
Nice.
and my daddy are Prince fans.
it was during his musicology tour. And
Oh,
so he went out and it wasn't like this, he wasn't out there changing costumes and doing all that crazy. It was like him and the stage and like his stuff, right? It wasn't crazy overwhelming. So it was him and his music. And that made it so much easier to just focus on what he was singing and you could feel it. You weren't distracted by all these other things visually. And I really liked that. It was definitely the top. Um, the tied to that was when I went and saw Elton John. I saw him on the tour where it was
Damn.
just him and his piano. I saw him 2 weeks after my dad died,
wow.
and it meant the world to me because my dad was a pianist and he was a composer. So watching Elton John was so cathartic with just him and his piano. It healed a part of me at that point that I just needed
Wow.
immensely. And then my favorite band to see in concert is Blessed Union of Souls, which
oh,
were
Oh
big
my
in the
gosh.
90s,
yes,
but
absolutely.
um,
Yes.
and they've kind of changed people, but the lead singer is still the lead singer. Shout out to Elliot Sloan, who is just amazing. He's an amazing human being. He actually, we're Facebook friends as well, and I've talked with him several times. He reached out to me when my husband passed and everything, and so
Wow.
like, not only are they a fabulous band, but the lead singer is just an awesome human being. So, those are my top three.
That's amazing. Those are some solid choices right there.
Solid choices. Yeah. Andy B
Mhm.
was saying that that their first concert was Prince.
Oh,
Was
What a
what?
good
So
first
like
concert.
it started out with Prince as your first
yeah. Like
concert.
where do you go from there?
That's setting you up for
That's really
disappointment for the
setting up
rest
for
of your
disappointment.
life.
Yeah, yeah.
Liz, what's your favorite concert that you've been to?
I've been to so many. I'm just like everybody else. There's too many. My very, very first concert I ever went to was to see the Backstreet Boys. It was in Italy when I was visiting my family
That's
as a
amazing.
kid. So that was my first concert. And Kevin actually, they were on it was their Millennium Tour.
Okay.
And they were like, they were doing the like flying into the audience.
Yes.
And like Kevin like ended up like right in front of me. So I was like, oh my God, and but the thing is, I was kind of disappointed because that's not the one I wanted to see. I was selfish at the time. And then I was like, no, like I want to go there with Nick. Uh like why'd you pick this seat? So and then I really loved Spookfest. Empire of the Sun played. They came
Mm.
out here and it was Halloween. We went as Power Rangers.
Oh,
It
fun.
was just probably like just the most amazing experience. I saw Tiesto at Hakkasan in Vegas. And
Tiesto's great. I saw them in
yeah, so
I
Wuhan.
would love to see TSO. Oh my God,
I
I
was
would
the
love
only
that.
girl who was wearing like a white, like really, really small dress. And I guess like I was noticeable in the crowd. So like
I
they
bet
were
you
like,
were.
come here,
Yeah.
and like they had me go and I got to dance like on like at the VIP tables and so he was like right there and he kept like winking and like waving at all of us. It was amazing. Um and then Robin, I've been to so many of Robin's concerts. I just obsessed with her and she always eats the banana on stage. So if you haven't seen that, you got to go watch her eat the banana. She's amazing. Um and then some of you were here last time for the After Dark, but I don't think we recorded it, so we may have to do it again. But Lady Gaga, before she was famous,
Mhm.
Oh,
came out
Yes.
here and something interesting occurred at her concert. But we're gonna have to wait till the
Let's
After Dark
just
series.
Oh
say that
no, we
our
need to hear the tea
Liz
about that.
that let's just say that our Liz has gotten closer to Lady Gaga than just about any of us ever will.
Oh, woo. Well, I am intrigued.
Oh,
I'm intrigued and jealous.
wow,
Little.
wow, wow, wow,
Hmm.
wow.
Yeah.
Spill the tea. Spill the tea, please.
All right.
Disco Stick is a very, very special song.
Oh, goodness.
Jen, I'm almost afraid to ask because I know you're going to bring out some bangers here, but what's your favorite shows that you've been to?
goodness. So, for shows, do we mean like actual like big stadium concerts or like little
No,
private
it can be
concerts?
like just like little impromptu or little
Okay.
like intimate sort of venues.
Okay, so I have two, and they're both really random, but no, the one I'm going to state first, it's memorable because of the experience, not because it's like one of my favorite artists or the best artist. But I ended up one day just getting third row center tickets to U2 when they came to Soldier Field on the Vertigo tour.
Ooh,
So that's when they
nice.
had the set of the spaceship.
Mhm.
And me and my guest that came with me, there's this big climactic part in the middle of the show when the spaceship opens up, and it literally is like the scene from Independence Day when everyone's on the top of the, Empire State Building, and they're like, "Oh." And it was that moment with the pyrotechnics and the lighting and everything, the sound effects. I just remember thinking, this
Wow.
is freaking amazing. And then Snow Patrol opened for them. So, and I had just gotten back from Scotland and had met them in a pub like a week prior. So I was like, yes, this is all coming together. This is amazing. It was just a really great experience. But I would say my favorite, I guess, impromptu performance, I kid you not, most random thing that ever happened to me in my life. Sting was touring Chicago. He was doing a tour. He was advertising not just his old stuff, but he had a new like Renaissance music and early music album that came out. Unsurprisingly, it didn't perform very well, but he tried his best. We're gonna give him credit. And I just went to composition class one day, and I got all of a sudden we had all these people in the back of the room. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then we were being told we're going to film an orientation video for the new incoming freshmen. I'm like, well, this is gonna suck. And so then they looked at me and they're like, Jen, come sit in the front seat. They're like, do you play an instrument? I'm like, well, piano. They're like, no good. What about something else? I'm like, well, I've got my Native American flute randomly right here. They're like, okay, sit in the front. I'm like, okay, what? Okay. And then out of nowhere, our composition teacher comes in with a film crew, and she's like, I'm here to tell you guys that I'm stepping down today from teaching you composition, and actually MTV is here for MTV stand-in, and you have a new teacher. In walked Sting. The man is a tree, 6'8", 6'9". He had to like duck. He is so
Damn.
handsome in person, and he is just this incredible, I swear to God, he's like an elf or something. And literally every person in that room, didn't matter what age they were, what gender orientation, you name it, everyone was like weak in the knees and falling all over themselves, because we all know Sting, Prince, that is the old school, like last of a dying breed, actual artists, musicians, not the
Right.
crap that is out there today. These are like, the people you aspire to be and you grow up listening to. And he went through this whole history in the episode about how he was an English teacher, but then he was also a music teacher, and he was really into world music. And so he has the most gorgeous, stunning voice. And he sang us a few pieces. We talked through music. We got to ask him all these amazing questions, and he was so kind and so humble. And then he's like, hey, everybody check out your instruments. We're going to jam to Every Breath You Take. And I was like, shit. And I
No.
had just learned how to play that instrument like a week before, and it wasn't in the same key. It was just really fucking weird. And I was like, and then all of a sudden we're all playing, and I'm just like, do, 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 like doing my thing, trying to not be obvious. And then all of a sudden Sting goes, flute solo, and points to me, and I've got like 6 cameras at my knees and like up my nose, and I'm like, what the fuck? But it actually worked miraculously. I didn't fudge it. I think I had an out of body experience at that point. I was like, I'm fucking playing Native American flute with Sting. And he was so kind about it. Like he knew I was trying to make it through without like passing out and trying to figure my shit out. And he was just such a great musician.
Wow.
So then we were all done. What was great is you had a room full of like 25 music students. Like this like made our existence that year.
It
And
sounds
he
like
said,
it.
and he's like, oh my God, I enjoyed the hell out of that. Thank you so much. And we were all just like, oh my God, oh my God, Sting, can you stay here forever? Can you be our real, composition director? But he left, and it was wonderful because if you've ever seen, I guess you can still find the episodes on YouTube somewhere. What's wonderful about that series is you have several other artists that will drop into college classes and surprise. So I think Marilyn Manson did one, Madonna did one,
What's the
but
name
the
of the show
one
again? I'm sorry.
it's called MTV Stand In. It was a really, I think there was only one season, to be honest, but the most popular episode was the Sting one because people were just so genuinely falling all over themselves. Like, holy shit. Like, it was brilliant to put Sting in a composition class. So I want to say that's my favorite impromptu concert
Yeah.
experience because holy shit, the man, I could go on for days about his talent.
Wow.
That
That is
Mary,
cool.
I hate to ask you to follow that one up there, but favorite concert.
Well, I can count the number of concerts I've been to on two hands and it won't fill them up. But everybody else got to do multiple. So my first one was New Kids on the Block when I was 14.
Oh,
Awesome.
Yeah.
yes.
I stood in line.
Awesome.
I paid $27 for a shit seat. And then of course Pat Benatar. Muse
yes.
has been my most favorite. Well, one
Wow.
of my most favorites. I have their logo tattooed on my lower back because Matt
Love
Bellamy has been
Muse.
singing the soundtrack of my life since 1999.
Wow.
I like the first time I heard him, there used to be chat rooms that you would go in and people would like stream music. And I
Yes.
caught just like the middle of Muscle Museum and I was, who the fuck is this? I have to have it. And ever since he's been singing the soundtrack of my life ever since then. But
Seriously.
probably top two, right after I had my youngest son, he was born a preemie at 30 weeks, 3 days. I was still recovering from the emergency C-section. And I had tickets to see Adam Lambert at Common Ground here in Michigan.
Oh, yes.
What a
And it was yeah,
Great
it wasn't
voice.
long after American Idol. It was long after American Idol. He was like, it was just, we were on the grass and he was like right
Aw.
there. And I was one of those people that American Idol, I was sitting in the bathtub, like dialing. Okay, cool. Dial. Okay, cool. Dial. Like I was so
I
obsessed with
did
him. And
that
it was
season
such,
4. Yeah.
oh my God, it
He's
was such an amazing show. He was so good.
gorgeous voice. Gorgeous
Oh
voice.
yeah. When he did that when he redid that Cher song, I can never remember the name of it, Life After Love or
Believe.
whatever.
Oh, Life, Believe.
If you
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, I believe.
That was
Yeah.
that's the way that song should have been sung. He made that
Amen.
song so
Yes.
beautiful. Oh
Have
my
you heard
God.
his version of Mad World?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Right?
Oh my God.
to my soul. To
Why
my
he never released that as a single and you can only find it like streaming?
yeah.
Holy shit. That is
He actually
otherworldly beautiful.
sings a song that Matt Bellamy wrote.
No.
Torn. It's something Torn. I think it's called Torn. But
I gotta check
he
it
on
out.
one of his albums, he sings and you can hear it. It's got Muse's distinct flavor and
Love
he
it.
sings it.
Wow.
Oh,
And
I love
oh
it.
my God.
Oh, now I want to go and start listening to it.
Yes.
I could say the Pat Benatar one, but I'm gonna be honest, it's mostly because of the company I was with. But
Aw.
like
All those old people.
yeah, well, I mean, getting to go to that with you, Mary, was amazing. But like some of my favorite shows have been smaller shows, like and I did promote. I actually promoted a show with several American Idol contestants, like
Ooh.
and I. One of them had an invite to come on the show tonight. They were too busy to go. I was going to have Jacqueline Crum from season 4 just pop in here tonight, but
Aw.
she couldn't make it. But I did a show with her with Heather Cox, John Peter Lewis, Scott Sable, and Jessica Sierra from American Idol season 4, and we did that. And the show was so much fun because the audience was all reality TV people. It was like all the cast of Survivor, the cast of Big
No.
Brother, the cast of there's several. There's the Real World cast there, and it was and if you know anything about reality TV stars, they're always on. and they're
Yeah.
always narcissists who are looking for the spotlight, and they're all
No
trying to
surprise.
outcompete each other.
Honestly.
Like literally carrying Johnny Fairplay from Survivor on my shoulders out of the bar.
Oh goodness.
Like,
Oh.
stuff like that. But it was fun. But my most memorable show would have to be going to see, well, both Atrophy, who's a 80s thrash metal band, and Dragon Force. Seeing Dragon
Oh
Force in
shit.
Wuhan, China, and watching Herman Lee play that goddamn guitar with his fucking tongue.
What?
Like he was just hitting the licks on, the song Through Fire and Flames, which is the hardest one to play on Guitar Hero. He was just had his guitar up there,
Oh
just,
my
just hitting the licks with
God.
his
That's
tongue.
really a thing.
And then I got to hang out with him after
Seriously.
the show. Yes, it's really a
You
thing.
know, I
Wait a
mentioned
minute.
earlier that I don't
Go.
like, I said I don't like to do the F word. That might change it.
Right, right. No, if a guy can play the guitar with his tongue, guess what else he can
Right?
do? I'm just saying.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I said, hold on.
Wait.
We are at the top of the hour here. We are heading into our second hour. You're watching the Hurricane Girls, youtube.com at Hurricane Girls. And we will be later on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and everywhere else that podcasts are served up. If you want to listen to some debauchery that we won't say on this particular portion, you want to pay us for it, go to our patreon.com / Hurricane Girls, and you too can sign up for a subscription and listen to, like, there's been stuff we've recorded for that we legitimately couldn't post, but maybe we'll hear the Gaga story tonight and find out what Liz did or didn't do, depending.
And
um
remember, I didn't do it.
More pussies on camera. I love it.
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
She has to be with her mama all the time.
We are certified by the Creator Accountability Network, and we are, that means you are watching a safe space. Even though we're a little bit dirty, a little bit raunchy, we're still not going to hurt you. So definitely you can feel safe tuning into Hurricane Girls, unless you are one of those fragile men here, or unless you're one of the haters that I'm about to talk about here in a minute. Just want to go over a little bit of our upcoming guest list. We've got Miss Emily coming back in October. Mary and I are going to go see her live in July. She's been on the show before, and God, I can't wait to see her. She's already booked us she's already allowed us to take her out to dinner, so we're gonna do that and have fun. And then she's gonna be back here in October for the launch of her album. So we get to be the first ones to call dibs on that. And Dark Chic from Hood Slam Wrestling is going to be with us in August. Also, Miss Andrew from TikTok. In July, we're going to have the Cancellations. Here on the show, we'll have Gold Steps. I've been listening to them so much this week. They're so I'm into the pop punk phase of my life, and fucking hell, I love that. I love that shit. Millionaire Melly will also join us, and Half Gringa, an amazing folk singer, and she, yes, is half white, half Latina. That's where she gets the name. The Year of Dating Myself will be launching that with Abby Rosemarin, our very own Hurricane Abby. And then Jenny Millian will be joining us in June, who is Simran's sister. And we're looking forward to that. JL will be with us next week on the show. So we'll be talking about a lot of stuff. Great amount of talent coming up, and we're still booking more. This show is about to get wild here, and I did have possibly another pro wrestler personality maybe talking about coming on the show. I don't know. We're working on it. We'll see. But lots of stuff coming. Musical Nugget with us here tonight. Ashley, we've been so great talking to you. But it is also, and I forgot to mention this at the top of the show, Happy Pride Month,
Let's
motherfuckers.
go.
Yes, it is Pride Month. And
Yay.
it's going to be that way the whole month. And because it is Pride Month, as we usually do on these months that are honoring particular groups of people, I'm going to do a little segment here today spotlighting some important people, that we need to remember at Pride. We talked earlier about the 80s, right? So the 80s are a time that are often recalled very fondly, where people are very nostalgic for the 80s. A lot of us think back to new wave music. We think to flashy neon colors, schmaltzy sitcoms, and extremely, extremely big hairstyles with Aquanet and everything on it that don't move until you take a hammer to them. But as with all nostalgic eras, often the really fucking dark times are overlooked. In 1981, a horrifying epidemic was just beginning. HIV was first documented in humans in 1959 in the Belgian Congo, which, of course, due to racism and homophobia, has led to a number of wild ass stories about people fucking monkeys. But the origin of HIV is far more easily established as having leapt to the human populace via the consumption of bushmeat, which is not as dirty as it sounds, but it's wild meat that's sold for consumption in wet markets. The first documented case in the United States would be in May of 1981, and it appeared in a group of intravenous drug users and gay men. The outbreaks of Kaposi sarcoma and related autoimmune diseases were initially referred to as gay-related immune deficiency, aka GRID, and the CDC classified the communities as 4H: homosexuals, heroin users, hemophiliacs, and Haitians. Because honestly, fuck the 80s and the people who ran it. By 1983, the epidemic was in full swing, but due to having a proto-fascist, bigoted assbag as a president and a whole country full of scared homophobic ass clowns, no attention was paid to it. In fact, it wasn't until superstar heartthrob Rock Hudson contracted AIDS and died that Reagan, a fellow actor, would finally publicly acknowledge it and move to do something about it. Why does that story sound so familiar? And it wasn't until 1987, by which time senile Ronnie was only moving around and talking with Nancy's hand up his ass, moving his mouth. Also familiar? Anyway, enough about that shit stain. Because boomers are just the best. Folks running shit in the 80s would often deny treatment to those who were affected by HIV. People were so scared to be around AIDS patients, touch them, use anything they touched, and certainly not participate in their care. Despite the pervasive theory that AIDS came through men fucking men, most people were fairly certain they could get it from a fork or toilet seat, too. I clearly remember my high school teacher telling us that if we were gay, we were going to die of AIDS. Do not pass go, do not collect 200 condoms. And my mother told me that if I ever got AIDS, I couldn't live there anymore because no one would be safe to eat off my plates or my used silverware. It was fucked up back then, is what I'm saying. In 1983, men who have sex with men were banned from donating blood. Never mind that straight people were also contracting AIDS. Never mind that Ryan White had every mayonnaise mafia milquetoast manila folder looking mama afraid that Jennifer and Jason were going to catch AIDS at school. No, it was the gay men. So they could no longer give blood. And since nobody was willing to give them treatment or blood transfusions when they needed it, there was little else for them to do but simply fucking die. Enter the Blood Sisters, a group of courageous lesbians who organized drives of 200 plus lesbians in the San Antonio area who showed up and showed out to donate blood. Someone had to do it, and that someone was going to damn well be women. The sisters also volunteered in these wards, providing solace and care for those men who the rest of society had just abandoned, left alone, forsaken. Because it's just a bunch of faggots dying, right? Who cares? Even their own families, let alone the doctors and nurses we all depend on, cannot be bothered, Hippocratic oath be damned, to squeeze out a shit to give for their fellow humans. The Blood Sisters also hit the streets, raising funds, providing grief counseling to what families would come, advocated, and they held bedside vigils as the victims of the AIDS epidemic drew their last and passed on from this life. And they did this in face of fierce resistance. The Red Cross would not allow the use of their bloodmobiles. Conservative groups would lash out at anyone who dared support the cause because, as we all well know, Pro-life right-wingers definitely want everyone to live, except if you're gay or queer or trans or not white or poor. But because of these three women, lesbians, not a G to be found amongst them, comfort was brought to the dying. Wendy Sue Begallison, I hope I said that right, founder of the Lesbian Solidarity Movement, Fundy fighter, badass. Nicolette Ibarra, AIDS activist in both Mexico and the USA. She organized and transported medical supplies. And oh, by the way, trans woman, surprise, it's a fucking prize. We're everywhere, y'all. And Pride is all about us. Barbara Vick, regular blood donor, member of the Women's Caucus of the San Diego Democratic Club. Gosh, why do they hate us Democrats so much? Lesbian who decided no the fuck not and created her own account at the San Diego Blood Bank to make sure there was enough to go around. These women saw a need and they walked past all the bigotry, hate, misinformation, and fuckery to get it done. And because of them, the victims of a horrible epidemic that nobody wanted to acknowledge. Fuck, what does that sound familiar? Were able to comfort, survive just a little bit longer, and meet their end in peace. On this Pride, let us not only celebrate the breakthroughs and achievements, let us also remember those who were lost along the way and those who gave their hearts, backs, and strength to make sure the fallen were cared for. I'm Sheila Chappelle, America's ex-girlfriend, trans woman, and Category 5 hurricane girl. Happy Pride, bitches.
Wow, that was amazing.
Thank you. It's the stories like this that don't get told. And I know Mary often talks about this, but they're like, we need to keep telling these stories. In a day and age when people are modifying the truth, when things are being redacted, or if you go back to World War II, where whole entire libraries were burned, that's why we don't have trans rights yet, because we don't understand it. In days like this, we have to tell these stories. So happy Pride to everyone.
Happy Pride.
Even you straight people out there. I just knocked my phone off here.
Happy Pride Month.
Yes. So back to the pleasant stuff here. We are talking about music with musical Nugget. We had a request in the chat earlier for Alanis.
Oh.
I wonder if you might be willing to sing a couple of lines from your favorite Alanis Morissette song.
So I don't have my mic set up right now, so I don't know if it works through here, but I could just play the music off of a phone and see if that works.
Yeah, you can freestyle if you want to. Acapella works for us too.
We'll do a little bit of Ironic, which is my favorite. Well, not my favorite, but I think one of the most well-known and most fun to sing.
See, I was going to judge you based on which album you chose from. And you have passed the test.
My favorite song to sing, and I don't even know if I could do it right now because it's been a minute, but I love Uninvited.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. I would have accepted that.
It is iconic, but that one I'll have to work on for you in private, Miss Sheila, and I'll sing it for you when I go live. Can you guys hear this music?
We're probably not going to be able to because Zoom filters this stuff out.
Huh?
Zoom filters out background noises, so sometimes it's hard to hear the music. But if you want to give us a few vocals, we'll be here for it. And Liz said she wants to hear Hallelujah too.
Hallelujah?
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can remember how these words go. Let's see. Old man turned 98. He won the lottery and died the next day. It's a black fly turned Chardonnay. It's a death row party. 2 minutes too late. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's the free ride when you've already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures?
Ooh, yes.
Thank you.
Yes. No, Liz was definitely digging deep for this Hallelujah song because that is a fucking hard song to sing. But it's so, I
Yeah.
think it's so
One of my actually,
simultaneously misunderstood and also
yeah.
haunting.
Powerful. It's my
It-
favorite.
Yeah.
It's very powerful. All right, hold on one second. Let me make this. We'll do a couple bars here of that. But I do love this song. It's one of my favorites to sing. Otherwise, you're going to bed? All right, hold on, guys. 1 second. Good night,
No,
honey.
no problem.
Love you.
Night,
I'm being
kiddos.
I'm being teased.
You,
Good night,
over
little
here
one.
Liz is
being
like, come on.
I was
Ashley
waiting. I was
is
getting in the mood, and then it's like teaser.
Ashley edged us so hard just then. Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the barefoot king composed it. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Yes.
Wow, thank you. That
Yes.
was amazing.
Thank
Hey,
you.
girl, sing.
Yes.
Seriously.
Thank
Listen
you.
to
I
that all
appreciate
night.
that. Yeah, I know like a lot of what I see you do. Obviously, you do your own lives and you get on there and you sing your ass off and I always love how it's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do two more and then three, four, five, just keep on going because people keep coming in and they're like, "Can you sing this or can I request this?" And
It's hard to leave like a room of 30 people, and you're like, people are still, engaging and all that, but your girl's gotta sleep.
right. Got to get the kids to bed and everything too, I'm sure. But yeah, and then I see you going on to other people's lives, like karaoke lives, which I didn't know was a thing
Okay, bye for real.
until I followed you, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, this is kind of cool.
I love doing that. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself when I do my own lives because I want it to be like professional, but I want it to be entertaining and I want it to be fun. And you have to engage with the chat, and there's a lot of things that go into it, as I'm sure hosting your own show and going live yourself. But when I get to just join someone's live and it's just karaoke and it's just fun, like that's like one of my favorite things to do.
I never tried it online. I love doing
Yeah.
it in
Oh, please.
person.
Next time you're feeling it, join a box with me. We'll have fun. It's a lot of fun.
I did it. I actually did do one a couple of days ago. My daughter Brittany convinced me to come up on one. So I did what I sometimes do at karaoke bars. I started playing AC/DC's Back in Black, which by the way, I cannot sing that song. AC/DC's Back in Black. But then when the lyrics were supposed to start, I started rapping Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg.
Wait, brilliant.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Which, if you haven't heard it, that shit that shit slaps.
No,
Like it goes right that fits that beat so fucking well. Because it's like dun, 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 dun,
no,
dun, 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 dun. With so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop D-O double G. Yeah,
I love that.
it
That's amazing.
works. It's
Somebody just say in the chat they've never done karaoke.
So
Oh
me,
no.
so me, I like in my like in my life, I refuse. I don't even go. I'm just not that person, except for I heard one night after I had like a very long like partying night that I sang Barbie Girl with one of my male friends. We did Barbie Girl, but this was MySpace days. This was before people had their phones out and stuff. So I have no proof. They could have been lying to me, and I
Jen,
don't remember.
Didn't
I'd
have.
imagine that karaoke probably, if to someone who is a professional musician, I imagine that could probably get a little bit grating or nerve-wracking because I'm just picturing you like picking apart your performance
Oh
and
yeah.
being like, oh,
Yeah,
did I hit that? Did I not
Yeah.
hit that?
absolutely. And I
Yeah.
actually hate karaoke for reasons like that you wouldn't necessarily think at first. You know what it is, and I really love that karaoke is a safe space for anyone who's
Mhm.
at a professional level of singing, for anyone who is
Hmm.
brave enough to try to start singing live. I think that's a really wonderful thing. And then if you're just drunk as a skunk and you just want to have fun and express
Yeah.
yourself, that's a safe space. And I love watching it, and I love watching people have fun. But you know what I hate about karaoke is that the audio is always terrible.
Yes.
The
Everybody's
mix is
rowdy and noisy
bad.
and drunk, and nobody appreciates the performance. So then when someone real good steps up,
Yeah.
like Nugget, and you're just like, shut up, shut up, shut up, I want to hear him. Like you can't,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I can't.
Right.
That's really why I hate it. And I hate getting up and doing it, although I would do it. I would go karaokeing with the Hurricane Girls. I would read the
I
Ooh,
section.
so
just
fun.
Yeah.
listen, because my go-to on that, my go-to song on karaoke is always gonna be, oh, oh Sheila,
Of course.
let me love you till the
Of
morning
Yeah.
course.
comes. Yes.
Go for that too.
I have sung that so many times, but the one that always kills is Bill Withers. It's, ain't no sunshine when
Woo!
she's
Yes.
That's a good one.
gone.
Yes.
That's a good one.
And you can like Ashley was saying before, like you can dig into that song and
Hmm.
sing that fucking song
Yeah, you
because
can.
you all know what it's like for somebody to be gone out of our lives and be like, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And this house
Mhm.
just ain't no home anytime she goes away.
Ooh,
Guys,
I
Yes,
love it.
ladies. Yes.
Love
that
it.
I sense a duet, a future
Right.
duet
and
between
it,
you.
and
I
it
feel it.
happens to be like it happens to be in my range, which is unfortunately lower than I want it to be. But like, yeah, I do that's the thing that gets me about karaoke is hella gender dysphoria involved in that sometimes.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, for
But
sure. Although it's
but
really in now to, um, I mean, gender bending in music has always existed, especially opera, and in theater in the Middle
Hmm.
Ages too, because they wouldn't let women sing in public,
Right.
you know?
And
Speaking of, exactly. So, I mean, it's always existed, but now it's seen as like really cool to like gender bend. And like when a woman sings, something that's in a key for a male all of a sudden gets a lot of attention.
yep.
But as Morgan probably could attest to, is there is a such thing as a female bass. There really is. There are some women whose voice type is as rare as like the male alto. And you find that in gospel, you find it in soul. And so being a female bass, Sheila, I mean, is actually number one, really hot, but number two, it's in now.
Yeah.
And people
Trending.
it is, and everybody
right.
now has access to the internet, so they find out, oh yeah, there is a such thing as a female bass. Like Sweet Honey in the Rock, if you guys have ever heard of
Mhm.
them, is an all-female group, but they sing SATB. So for anyone who doesn't know what that stands for, us choir geeks, it's soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. So
Wow.
you got your female contraltos in there and your female basses, and it's like earth-shattering. So you're ahead of the trend, Sheila.
Love
I
that.
I never
guess.
knew that was such a thing as gender dysmorphia when it comes to singing. I know in the
Yeah.
Black community historically we have had men, regardless of what they identify as, we have had men who have sung soprano.
Oh yeah.
We have quartets and in barber shops on the street corner. So I've grown up having male sopranos or
Yeah,
male
absolutely.
mezzo sopranos and men and women who are contraltos. I'm a contralto. So
Love
it's been around at least for the Black community, especially in the African diaspora. So when I
Yep.
hear things like that, I'm like, excuse you? Like, what you mean?
Yeah.
Especially
that-
down south, because a lot of us can sing all four parts if we want to.
Hell yeah.
So
It's the
Absolutely.
patriarchy, if we're going to be honest. It's the patriarchy. It goes back to the days of the medieval
Always.
white church. So,
see,
but there,
See,
have you guys
them
heard of the
sex
all-male
deprived.
choir Chanticleer? Those guys, you have got some high sopranos up there, lyric sopranos, and they're men, and they're tall, very masculine, and they sing better than any woman could ever sing those extremely high Cs.
Wow.
And it just goes to show you, I mean, all early Renaissance and medieval music, it's only in the 20th century that women actually got to record it, but it was done historically by men,
Yeah.
because they hated women all the way back then. So, yeah,
wait,
now we can all
misogyny
sing
is not
along.
new?
I know.
What?
I mean,
What
shoot,
happened?
shoot, in ancient times,
we
a woman
had
couldn't
the-
be an actress.
Yeah,
We had
seriously.
the castrati too. I think
Absolutely.
I think that there's only one recording in the world where you can actually hear a male castrato sing. And yeah, I don't know if how many
Yeah.
are familiar or know what I'm talking about. But because women were not traditionally, singers, they would take these young boys and they would, remove their, male parts and just for them to keep the voice.
hmm
That's true.
They didn't want
I
them to
think
hit puberty.
I have a little trauma
Disgusting.
associated with it that kind of fucks with me because like even back in teenage years when I was young, I was directing the music for my church, and I hit 13, 14, and all of a sudden the goose voice started.
No.
The part where you're just trying to go for that high note, and all of a sudden it's like just like
Uh-huh.
a big honk.
Yeah.
And then so that was traumatizing. But like even more recently, like I used to tour with a choral group in college, so I'm not unfamiliar with it. But like when I moved here to Ohio, I didn't know anybody, and I met somebody at a bar, and she was like, our church has a choir. And I'm like, but I'm kind of a pagan. I don't believe in your
Mm,
God and stuff.
yeah.
And it's like, and she's like, doesn't worry, we're Lutheran, we don't care. Like we
But
like
are they evangelical Lutheran? We
no,
got to
they're
get that
not.
Yeah,
distinction in
No,
there.
they
yeah.
are open and affirming, fucking
Love
everything
it.
goes Lutheran.
Love me the
And so
Lutheran.
I said it on the choir. They're just come to sing. It doesn't, you don't have to mean it. Like,
No.
and
I don't
then,
have to mean it.
but then I was seated and I'm looking around me and I'm like, wow, it's a bunch of guys. And then the women were all the way over there. And the director would always be like, we'd be rehearsing the parts. And of course, you want to call on the basses and the tenors. But he would say, okay, guys. Oh, and Sheila. And I'm like, you,
Oh.
you know what? This really isn't working for me.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
Aw.
awkward, isn't it?
uncomfortable. Like, I think
Get
I'm
it.
just gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
But
should have just referred to you as your voice part. I had a choir one year when I was a choir director, and I had 3 females in my tenor section, and the rest were male. And I just said, okay, tenors. I would never say guys and oh, ladies too. I would just say tenors because that's what they were.
right,
Exactly.
right. And all he's teasing me down in the comments for using auto tune on my single. So yeah. No, I was
Oh,
sick that day. All yeah. I couldn't keep
Mia
a
trolling you?
yeah, I couldn't keep a goddamn note for anything. So yes, my single is auto-tuned to fuck, but yeah. Have you ever thought, Ashley, of releasing any singles? I know you have an original song or
Yeah,
two
I do have singles out on
on
Spotify.
Spotify
Yep,
Awesome.
under
Spotify,
Musical Nugget.
Musical Nugget. Um,
Yay.
there's a couple out there, and I am currently working on an album right now. But
Mm.
this goes back to our CD talk. I'm like unsure if I really want to release an album, if I want to just continue releasing singles, because it's like that's what people do these days. It's
Yeah.
so I'm torn on what to do. I have enough music ready for a whole album, but
Oh my God, Matching Energy is on here.
It is.
I'm doing that. Like that's one of Nugget's um original songs, which I fucking love.
Thank you.
It's good. Can can you sing some of that
Yeah.
here?
Well,
Um,
actually,
I feel like it might be better. Oh, you can't really play. You can't play it through what you have on. Are you looking at it?
Um, I had it on Spotify, but then I turned back to YouTube.
Oh,
I did follow you though while I was there, and
yeah.
everybody else should as well.
Um,
Um,
I just feel like without the instrumental, it doesn't give what it
okay, well if you'd
gives.
rather, let's just tell everybody to go to Spotify. In 25 minutes, go to Spotify and subscribe, follow
Thank you.
Ashley there, Musical Nugget, and you can sit there and listen to this song on repeat and repeat and repeat and
It's
repeat.
just it's a good feeling. It's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe.
Yeah, yeah, we don't want to do it injustice here.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, definitely go to Spotify and follow Ashley and follow Sheila Chappelle while you are there.
Yes. Listen,
So yeah, and I don't know, Jen, are you on Spotify?
Yes, I have several albums on there. It's under the artist name Jen Lennon, Jenne. Yeah, I have
I
yeah,
don't know
ooh,
like
why
6 albums on there.
why have I waited like how long have we known each other now? Why have I waited till now to know
Oh
this?
no, it's okay. I don't like to advertise. I get nervous.
Um, I I don't know if you've noticed it, but I live on advertising. So
I know you
followed.
do. I'll live vicariously through you. I'm one of those introverted extroverts. Like I'm always like shy about my stuff.
Listen, you're
aw.
one of the two people on this show that has their own Wikipedia page, okay?
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just saying. You got fuck all to be shy about. And then Liz
Well,
down here
thank
has her
you.
whole media empire online and
Seriously.
yeah. And
That's amazing.
we're
I'm not
like,
cool like Liz though. I'm just like I fell into it. Somebody
listen,
somewhere thought they'd write a Wikipedia page.
so I had one, and then some clown took it. So just for all the listeners out there, because I'm
wait,
shameless, go contact me. Let's
are
make a new one.
we gonna someday find
Seriously.
out about that Wikipedia page? Are we gonna find out about that someday?
There was like there's a clown that decided that it would be a great idea to take it down, and
Oh,
then yeah,
I need to
it was
know
Alexa,
horrible.
actual
Alexa,
clown or figurative clown?
Alexa,
We
play
never know these days.
Lacrimosa.
Both.
Both.
Sheila,
Okay.
Sheila,
Yes.
Sheila, Sheila,
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Sheila.
You
Are
got
you
the
playing
warning.
Lacrimosa
She.
now?
Oh God, Alexa, play Lacrimosa, the epic version. It's about to get real interesting.
Is
Oh
it
boy.
what happened?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know you're saying I have a fucking beautiful voice, Alia. I appreciate you.
Aw,
Yeah, I love it. I struggle with that, but I'm trying to do better with it,
you
and I'm
will.
gonna get better because I got a great teacher.
love
Yeah,
that.
this is why I love the Hurricane Girls. I'm not gonna get started into a whole hurricane stroke session again, but like that's why I love it because I'm like, hey Jen, have you ever considered vocal feminization? And at that point she was like, no, but ding, the light bulb went up off over her head, and I'm like, yes, let's do this for me and make you some money.
Hell yeah.
No, it's definitely a very cool opportunity. I can't wait to see how it goes. Like, like because I feel like it's so
Yeah.
new for everybody.
100%. And there's so much opportunity out there. It's really unfair that we don't offer those services or
Yeah.
those resources aren't available because when I used to teach at the university level, I used to start off like every vocal pedagogy class saying, okay, how many voices, do you think the average human being has? And people would do the normal amounts. Oh, 2, 4, 3. And really the correct answer is it's infinite.
I'll say pun intended, yeah.
You could do 100 different voices in a day. It's all about placement. It's all about musculature. And, think about all the times you impersonate your mom, or you're making fun of your cousin,
Right,
or
right.
you're making fun of a cartoon character or a comic book character. It's a different
Right.
voice. And so, having the opportunity to kind of expand that to a community that could really use it and just
But
showing
actual
them to youth
benefit,
what's already there. I
yeah,
mean, hello.
Mhm.
yeah,
Uh, I'm
makes sense.
I'm thinking
Mhm.
about like Seth MacFarlane or Mel Blanc or people who did, the thousands and thousands of cartoon voices. Like,
Yeah.
you sit there and watch Frank Welker do Scooby Doo and then
Mm,
go over to do Megatron.
right.
Yes.
You
That's the
know, like
You
I don't
can
even
do
know
it.
how that
Everyone
works.
can. It's just about exploring your instrument in different ways that you haven't done before. There's awkward moments. It's weird, it's strange, it's uncomfortable. But once you find that right placement,
yeah,
Wh-
absolutely.
What I love to do, it's not exactly vocal training, but it's like when I'm at work, because I'm on the phones and nobody sees my face. I like to put on different accents.
I
Oh,
love
I'll
that,
do that.
Sheila.
And
That's
that's such a good practice,
amazing.
I
though.
like the last couple of days I've been from Long Island. I've been doing my
Long
Long Island accent,
Love
I'm like
it.
thanks for calling, something
I
like
think that's
that. Or I
good.
like when Claire was on the show, and Claire was from Belfast. I
Ooh.
would do Irish accents because I would sit there and listen to her for 2 hours, and
Uh-huh.
then be like, oh, I would just be like, yeah, I'm from Belfast.
Love
You know,
it.
I'm from I come from Belfast. Yeah, I'm just a wee bit Irish.
I
Yeah.
love it.
You mad bastards. Yeah.
It's hard for me to practice that stuff, I think, because I know in my brain that it's inauthentic. So I have that
You
bias
Yeah.
have to
going
make
in.
it authentic though.
So when I hear it, I know it's fake. So I can't get it. I get in my head about it. So it makes it really
Yes.
awkward, like to continue practicing it. I'm like, this sounds
See,
horrible because I know it's fake. Even though to an outside person, they might be like, no, that's really good. In my brain, because I know going in that it's not authentic, I have a hard time with it.
Yes.
well,
Does
And
that
that's
make
the
that's,
sense?
benefit of being an actor. So,
yes.
like, God, now I'm missing my movies, but like, yeah, just being on like a movie set and having to sort of embody a character and sort of
Yes.
absorb who they are.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a skill, and not everybody, well, I don't know if everybody can do it, but not everybody gets really good at it. And
That's
yes,
a
John
great
Quia, I
point.
have one song on Spotify because it was in March of 2025 and I'm still writing the second one.
I
Okay.
love it.
I'm
Go for
coming.
it,
I'm coming,
Sheila.
bitch. I'm coming.
I love it.
Yeah. So there's several that I think Morgan, you don't have a song on Spotify, do you?
But she's
Okay, just
going
checking it.
to one day,
Right.
right,
One
Morgan?
day.
Morgan.
One day.
Yeah.
I can write the background if you want something, if you come up with something original, I'll do the background music for you.
Oh
Honestly, I can
shit.
honestly I used to write my own songs.
So I'll let me do the background for you in
Cool.
a style that you like and approve of, but I could put all
I
the
mean,
instruments
there
in.
I mean, there is one song. It'll probably be about my condition. I had a dream
Mhm.
about how it'll sound like. I
Mhm.
definitely want my actual heartbeat, to be a part of production.
Love it.
Ooh,
How?
Ooh, love
Yeah,
that.
love it.
yeah. It kind of has a theme of Kelly's "Dirty Laundry," the same key but
Oh
different words.
shit. I like that. That's a good beat.
Mm,
I
I
like
like
that.
it.
But
I
a different beat, like same string, same
Mhm.
construction, but a
Yeah.
little bit more melancholic, and a little snippet of Lacrimosa, and
Oh.
a little snippet of Lacrimosa, and a little snippet of Barber Adagio with Agnus Dei in
Mm-hmm.
there somewhere. So
damn.
yeah,
Okay.
That's a hell of a
Wow.
combo.
Right?
No, I like that though. I hear what you're saying. You've got shades of classical in there and an early, which a lot of those sounds we have, today in sound engines and a lot of the production, materials. And I think it all equates to a certain tone you're looking for. And I hear consistency in those tones. So that's, of course, it's doable. But I really like, and did you know lacrimosa means tears? I love that. So tears on your heart. I love that, Mo. You're so deep.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, look at who my mom and my Neil is. They're professional singers. I mean, literally everyone in my family can sing. I wanted to be a singer. The only reason why I'm not in the industry is because Aaliyah died. That's it.
No, I got it. I got it. Well, you can still make music. You don't got to be in that horrible industry to make
That's
music.
why
Nah.
I love that we have things like GarageBand on an iPhone or
Oh,
just
hell
stuff like
yeah.
that. You can literally just make music sitting on the
Totally.
subway
Yeah.
going to,
Express
going somewhere.
yourself, create something. You don't need that horrible devil industry.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
it'll be something for me. Not, just
Yes.
at least it'll be something. Because I mean, like I said,
100%.
like my Aunt Neil has a whole album, and I was like, Aunt Neil, I wish you could put this on Spotify. I don't know how, but unfortunately, the producer who helped produce her album, he actually passed away this year.
Oh.
Rest in peace to Luke Austin. If
Oh,
you know who he is, he was a producer in Houston, in the Acres Home area. I mean, I remember when Aunt Neil would go to the studio, Mama would go to the studio, lay down some records. He would sing. I mean, yeah.
wow.
That's too bad.
Sorry. Well,
Oh,
we
no.
are, I mean, we're getting along towards the end of the show here, so I would like to take a moment to have everybody give their final thoughts for the night. And we've talked a lot about music. We've gotten to
Mhm.
know you, Ashley, and gotten to really appreciate you for who you are. I've known you through your singing and your voice, but it's really cool getting to know you as the person too, and getting to hang out with you. But because she always is going to punch me in the face if I make her go after anybody, I'm gonna start with Hurricane Liz. What's your final thoughts for tonight, girl?
Well, because everybody else is so like heartfelt, and then I get stuck behind them. So, but thank you. I wanted to say what you wrote today, Sheila, what you read to us was absolutely beautiful. I did have tears. I don't know if you saw, but I did go off camera for a little bit. I thought it was incredibly moving, and I don't know how you fix that so that you could publish that
Yeah.
either in writing or and if it's writing, you don't have to fix it, but like putting it on YouTube, TikTok, other platforms as a standalone, maybe with some image or something. I would just love to see that. I also love to see Jen in her element today. That was amazing.
Aw.
Yes.
Like she really like fell deep in it today. So I just thought that was amazing. And it's really good to see everybody here as well and to finally meet you, Musical Nugget. We've heard about you for a while now because we knew you were coming. So it was just fantastic. And thank you for singing my favorite song. I will follow you. I'll be in those lives demanding Hallelujah again.
Let's go.
Thank you.
All right. Mary, final thoughts for the night.
I almost hit leave instead of unmute. Oh my God.
Don't do that.
Those are my
Awkward.
final
You
thoughts.
see the kitty?
Those are my
Peace
final
Your
out.
final thought is fuck you, Sheila.
Peace out, bitches.
thoughts. Like Lucifer, hey bitch. So, I mean, we've been talking about music, and music has always been the thing that I go to. I'm very private about my love of music when it comes down to my singing because I was really bullied about it when I was a kid. Um, I can't believe I'm emotional. It's been a day. But it's like if I'm depressed and I need to cry and it feels like life is crushing me, it's music and I
Yeah.
cry. And if I'm so rage filled, I want to fucking choke someone, I turn on Rage Against the Machine or fucking something and I scream
Yeah.
it out. If I'm in a good mood, my shampoo and conditioner bottles get a great serenade. I mean, how Sheila, you've seen the tattoo on my back. I have a dragon on my back whose body is the shape of a treble clef because I cannot
Mm.
breathe without music.
Oh.
And dragons are, I was born the year of the dragon, and dragons are everything. So it's music and breathing are life to me. And it's the one thing that has been a constant for my entire life. So I am so glad I got to meet you, Musical Nugget. You are amazing. You have a beautiful voice. And it was so amazing to get to hear that tonight. So thank you so much.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying about the heartfelt? I just want to put this out there, okay? Wait for the rest of them.
I'm an emotional weenie. That's my own fault. I get emotional about
Girl,
everything.
you fine.
All right, Morgan, what's your final thoughts for tonight?
Is a Catherine, my saving grace. It is something that I've, done since I was a little girl. I've been singing since I was one. At least that's what my mom says. I've been singing since I was one. Um, it it was my therapy. It's still my therapy. I don't sing as much as I used to, but I know last night on my Instagram stories, me and my mom, we were singing, and that's like one of the multiple things the way we bond. Music is healing, and musical nugget. When Sheila had brought me into your life, I was really, really going through a very tough time, still going through it, and you ended up. I know it was a Christian song, but I cannot remember what it was, and I was boo-hooing.
It's about oceans, I think. I don't know.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Spirit fill me when I.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just boo-hooing.
Morgan cried for a long time after hearing that, I think.
Oh
Yeah.
God, don't let me cry right now. 'Cause, like,
You broke you broke her good, and I think that's something I don't know, for me at least, that would be something that I would take as the highest compliment, is that something that I sang could bring somebody that much power and emotion to them.
definitely say the Lord definitely used her that day, because Lord have mercy. All right.
We love you, Mama.
All right, we'll save you here. Sim, your final thoughts for tonight.
See, hold on, I have to say it after everyone. See, everyone.
All right, Sim, what are we gonna see from you?
I always enjoy shows like this where I get to meet people in real life that have um such amazing influences and things that touch them, and learn like the pieces of why those types of music impact them, and them sharing it, in the space like a TikTok space. It's a free concert for people, and it just, even in that setting, it moves you in a way that nothing else does. And I think, like everybody, I think, music is literally such a huge part of my life. Like I said, my dad was a pianist. He was a composer. I don't remember a time where I didn't have music around me growing up. My mom still is very much into folk music. So I grew up on Gordon Lightfoot and Joan Baez and Judy Collins and things of that nature. My stepdad was into classic rock, so I had that. Like I said, my dad was a classical musician. So, and ragtime pianist. And so, all those different things. And it just stayed with me growing up to and including um, how we got Jen as one of our hurricane girls, because one of my
Mhm.
besties, I'll give him a shout out, Jed Brewer. Um, He's an amazing individual.
Yes.
If you don't follow him, if you don't know who he
Love
is,
it.
find him. He is
Incredible.
just, I can't say enough great things about him. He is a musician. He's an artist out there. He has some things on Spotify as well. He's released an album. And he's just amazing. And knowing him has literally changed my life, because we've written songs together that are out there. And other people have sang, thankfully, I'm not that I can help with the lyrics, but I'm not, I'm not the singer. But it's literally changed my life, and it's like everybody, it's gotten me through some hard times. And so I'm glad people like Musical Nugget are out there sharing their talent with us, because it makes a difference and it helps heal people, which we all need, especially right now.
Liz.
See, I just want the audience, I want everyone who's watching to acknowledge me and why I should always go first.
All right.
Liz. Somebody
Hurricane.
validate Liz here.
Yes.
I
Hurricane
will
Jen.
validate Liz, because Liz is very pragmatic and she is more level-headed than I will ever be. And I respect that and envy that. So there you go.
Yeah,
See?
right on.
So balanced.
See?
Right.
Preach.
Listen, Liz and I have had multiple conversations this week where she has just been an amazing, just an amazing person. And we got some shit. Me and Liz got some shit cooking up. We're working on some shit for this
Oh, I'm
show. So y'all are
excited.
gonna be blown the fuck away, I think.
Exciting.
We got some stuff.
Literally, yes, very much. Like Liz is the reason why we've got the cancellations on the show. Dark Chic, it came from Liz, and there's gonna be some more. So, Hurricane Jen, your final thoughts for tonight.
Musical Nugget, you are cute as a button, and I just adore that voice of yours. For the choir geeks out there, the best advice I got from a composer, he's still young, he's like LA based, is Eric Whitaker. Last time I saw him in person, I was a young up and coming singer, and he just looked at me, he's like, just sing from your soul. And I thought, oh yeah. Yeah, why didn't I think about that? And when I watch you sing, even though we got little snippets today, and I can't wait to see your other stuff. I'm totally checking out your stuff. You sing from your soul. And not all of this crap that you get on the social media channels of people thinking they can sing, or not like you shouldn't sing, but just going along with the motions. Anyone should be able to sing and express themselves and have fun doing it. But a very few actually sing from the soul. And I love that you do. And I love that you're putting on a platform that a lot of people have access to and can enjoy. And that, you can keep for memories for yourself. And I wish you all the luck in the future in your creative endeavors, whether it's an album, an EP, or simultaneous singles. I just really appreciate your gift, and I want to see you, imagine your creative projects, to the fullest extent. And I want to see that come to fruition from you, because I sense with music for you, it comes from a very pure space. And I just want to thank my girls, my Hurricane girls, on that note. I know music for all of you comes from a very pure space as well. And music and the arts in general says the things that we just are unable to say as human beings. We're just chaotic creatures and we don't always know how to express ourselves. But music in particular, I mean, it's this universal language. And thank you, thank you, thank you for indulging me today, guys. And I know it'll be like this with every
No.
artist, but thank you for geeking out with me. And
I love it.
I talked about, when Sting came and saw us in college in a composition class, but I'll never forget that he was talking to the performance majors, and I was a performance major. And he says, not everyone is going to grow up to make $100 million. But he's like, but if you're a born musician, you're going to find nourishment. And it doesn't matter what that looks like. You have to nourish your soul or you will just die inside. And what's wonderful is we're seeing that in the 21st century, that, musical Nugget, Sheila, Mary, and everyone on this call has a way to be expressive and creative. And it doesn't have to be in a really evil industry making $100 million. That would be nice for all of us, but we're finding the nourishment that money really just cannot buy. And thank you all so much for giving me a couple hours to just like absorb and obsess about how much you love music and what it means to you, and about all the artists you listen to. I don't think this shit gives me life, and I just really appreciate you guys being here for it and sharing it with me.
Well, you give us life.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sheila.
Ashley, you are our special guest, our honorary hurricane.
Hold on,
Oh,
Liz.
yes, by the way, Liz.
Liz
Sorry,
has
we
something
forgot me.
important she
Listen,
has to
so
say.
imagine placing me after that. Okay. I just want everyone to
Okay,
think about
Liz,
it.
come on.
All
Okay,
right,
all
Some
that
Ashley.
grace,
good
Liz.
advice, all of that amazing, just everything that we just got, like in her element. Imagine my little blurb at the beginning
No,
right
your
now.
blurb has stuck with me. Don't discredit yourself, Miss
Seriously, Liz, you're so
Truly.
grace.
Right? No.
All right, Ashley, your final thoughts for tonight.
Wow, I had no idea what to truly expect. I had visited the YouTube and I've watched a few, and I something uh, maybe if you've been to my live, you know I'm terrible at talking. I was very very nervous about coming here. I'd rather sit here and sing for y'all for 2 hours than
Mhm.
speak. So with that being said, I was a little nervous of which Ashley was going to show up today, but I let all of my guards down. So I just want to say I really appreciate you guys for allowing me to do that, and just showing up as Ashley. I mean, I'm here as Musical Nugget as well, but I really just feel like I showed up as Ashley, and
I
I was
love it.
able to share some of my past, my experience, my music, but just to talk with you ladies was really really special. Um, Jen, what you said about nourishing really almost made me cry because
Mhm.
that's what I feel like TikTok has brought for me, because like I said, there's a lot of things I'm not able to do. Oh no, we're not crying. Mm-mm. There's a there's a lot of things I'm not able to
It's
do.
okay if you do. A few
We
of us
cry a lot
have.
on this show.
There's a lot of things I'm just not able to do anymore. So I don't know if I'd still be living if I wasn't able to turn on the phone and sing. So
Oh.
I'm just really grateful. So thank you guys for inviting me here tonight.
We are grateful for you.
We love you.
And it's not the first time I've made her cry, by the way. She did cry when I gave her a galaxy on
Yeah,
TikTok.
I did.
Yeah. But no, I love that this show, one of the hallmarks of the show is it not only touches on the entertainment, it doesn't just touch on the celebrity when we have celebrity guests, and it doesn't just touch on, the funny or the anything like that, but it touches the hearts of the people who come in contact with it. All of us have been touched in some sort of way by our experience with the show. And it seems like every guest that comes on, there's something different we all take away from it. And looks like Mo's gotten kicked out of Starbucks at this point.
Poor thing.
The
Damn it, Starbucks.
But yeah, me I get the last word here, I guess. So I just want to say, like for me, music has been always an escape. It's been a relief from the world, as some of y'all have said. It does provide therapy in so many ways. It's whether
Mhm.
it's singing in the shower or getting up on stage and karaoke or literally getting into a studio and pouring your heart out into a song, and then putting it out there for people to judge and say whether, well, this is great or this sucks. It's an emotional exercise every single time. And I appreciate those who make the music and who get out there and put themselves out there. And like I feel you on that point where you said without music, we may not, I might not be alive. When I was going through my divorce and going through transition,
Mhm.
and that music was so important in those things. I found songs that I identified with, that I could sit there and be like, you know what, somebody else is having the same feelings as me, and somebody else is going through the same things I've been through and they made it through. And that gives me a strength, like in the Definitely Maybe song that, when Courtney was here, gives me through one more night. I think I
Yeah.
got it in me for one more night because of this song. And there's something magical, something divine, and something just absolutely otherworldly about us vibrating our vocal cords and striking different strings and doing stuff like that, which otherwise would just be noise, but we make it into something beautiful. And I love that. And I love that we have been here together tonight and had another amazing show. It's our 10th show of the third season. We are cranking these things out. We got so much good stuff coming up. I do want you to go to Spotify and Apple and download this and save it and listen to it again. If you want to listen to any of our past shows, if you're just feeling like listening to something in the background, Hurricane Girls broadcast 24 hours a day on Hurricane Girls Radio. I'm waiting to get it associated with my URL. Right now, it's on my link in my TikTok bio. If you go there, most of y'all know where that is. So if you want to just listen to a random Hurricane Girls show during the day, fucking turn that on. And that's really I think we've really all said it and all put our souls out there tonight. So I don't have the recording I wanted to play of Musical Nugget here because fucking this didn't convert right. But we always leave with the song. And so not to be narcissistic or anything, but we're gonna go out to Let You Go by Sheila Chappelle.
Let's go.
Okay.
As-
Yeah, girl.
I'm Sheila Chappelle, America's Ex-Girlfriend, Category 5 Hurricane Girl, and for Hurricane Sim, Hurricane Liz, Hurricane Morgan, Hurricane Mary, and our new sister, Honorary Hurricane Ashley tonight. And come back whenever you feel like it. Chin up, tits out, ladies. Good night.
Good night.
Neon lights shine in the pouring rain. I see your face, but you fade again. Every heartbeat echoes in the night. Love was fire, now it's lost in flight. But I still hear your voice on the radio, a melody that won't let me go. Can't rewind, can't press erase. Still feel your touch in an empty space. Oh, take me back to the way we were. Love was lightning and hearts would burn. Now I'm standing in the afterglow, but I don't wanna let you go. Streets feel so cold tonight, dancing shadows in the fading light. Your perfume lingers in the air, but when I turn you're never there. But your song plays on every street, a power ballad that's on repeat. Can't move on, can't turn the page. Love still burning in this cage. Oh, take me back to the way we were, when love was lightning and hearts would burn. Now I'm standing in the afterglow, but I don't wanna let you go. Oh baby, one more night. Oh baby, one more chance. Let's turn this heartbreak into dance. I'd chase the stars across the sea, just to bring you back to me. Oh, take me back to the way we were, when love was lightning and hearts would burn. Now I'm standing in the afterglow, but I don't wanna let you go.